In the world we live in here in 2024, technology rules without a doubt. It has permeated every part of our lives, from our homes to our jobs to our pockets. We have unlimited access to technological resources. And one of the greatest technological advances to date has been the GPS, which stands for Global Positioning System. It has revolutionized how we travel by bus, by car, or by plane. The beauty of GPS is that it provides us the benefit of having direction, turn by turn guidance, and the ease of mind, knowing that we will get to our destination no matter how far it is. The GPS has made life seamless for us. And now we ask questions to ourselves like, what have we done without GPS? How did we survive? So the majority of the world now relies heavily on GPS. But did you know, however, that the GPS is not a new piece of technology? Moreover, did you know that we've had access to GPS for thousands of years? Let's look at Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And in all of your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. You see, God has already provided us with a positioning system. Now, while it's not called a global positioning system, it's what I call the God positioning system. With God's positioning system, he allows us to be able to take a path that we don't have to trek ourselves, that he sets up for us. And here's the beauty about God's positioning system. While God is preparing you for the path, he's also preparing the path for you. So he's not just allowing us to go on this journey of life without having some sort of guide to get to where we need to go. The problem is we're more reliant on the GPS of today more than we're reliant upon God's positioning system. We put our faith more in technology than we do in the Father who created us. And this is why when we go on our journey of life, of discovery, of growth, we often find ourselves disgruntled. We find ourselves in despair and depressed because we don't lean on God's positioning system. We somehow believe that we know how to get to our destination the best way, and we don't. Our limited understanding only allows us to go so far. But what happens when we lean on God's positioning system? Well, let's first consider this. God can see much further than we can see. Just think about when you turn on your phone and you put in the address of where you want to go. You can see not just the road that you are on, but you can see all the other roads too. God's system, his positioning system, allows us to be able to see not only the path that we are on, but also the other paths that won't take us to where we need to go. You see, the technology of today is only a representation of what God has already created. So when we look at technology like the GPS system, we truly have to marvel at what God has done in our own lives by creating a system for us to navigate life and to be able to look from the outside in on the direction that we're supposed to go. Our problem, though, is that we want to take the place of God. We want to have control over absolutely everything. But we cannot have control over what we cannot see. So when we can't control what we cannot see, we develop a level of anxiety because we don't know what's ahead. But the crazy part about us as humans is that even though we have no clue what's ahead, we would still rather take our chances in doing it ourselves. So if if God is available to provide to us an opportunity to see much greater than we can see with our own eyes, then why do we not take the opportunity to lean on his understanding and not our own? That's the conundrum with human beings. We've become so independent. We've developed this idea that that God is his system is not better than the one that we have. And we can all see by the choices we make every single day, that our system is nowhere near where it should be, let alone rivaling God's positioning system. So I want to encourage you to stop leaning on your own understanding. Acknowledge God wherever you are on your path to whatever the destination is. Start leaning on him because he knows much more than what you know. Not only that, but he's developing you into something that you can't even see yourself being. He's working in the background to develop a path that's going to develop you so that when you get to the destination that you have set or that you would like to go to, you will be prepared to carry the weight of what he's given you. This entire path that you're on, you are constantly taking on weight. God is strengthening you. He's putting on 5-pound wristbands. He's putting on 10-pound waistbands. He's putting stuff on you, but not to hinder you from getting to your destination. He's making you stronger along the way, because when you finally get to the place where you feel like you are comfortable, guess what? There's a whole nother journey ahead. There's a pivot. There is a fork in the road that you're going to have to take. And it's going to require you to be stronger than you were before. So please do not be dismayed. Do not look at your life and the situations that you're in and think that God has somehow forgotten about you. Don't think that just because you're going through that God is not strengthening you. The problem is not God's system. The problem is our perception of it. We don't look at God's way of strengthening us as something that is as being something that we actually want. We don't want God's development, but we got to understand that his ways are higher than our ways and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. I guarantee you that you would not have chosen the situation that you're in right now to develop you. You would have skipped over this part. You would have told yourself, you know what? No, we're going to take an exit and we're going to get off right here. But in doing so, you would have disqualified yourself for being ready for the goal that God has set for you. You've actually set goals for yourself, but you weren't willing to develop yourself so that you can be ready to meet the goal when you finally get there. Why? Because we always want the easy way. We don't want to go through anything. We don't want to experience any discomfort in life. And because we don't want to experience discomfort, we would rather allow things to crumble under our own weight than to allow God to actually take over and do the part that we know we're not best suited to do. So we have to change what we think. And we have to understand that God's positioning system is the greatest system that we could ever use to get to the destination that we call life. There is an expected end that God already has for you. You did not create the path. God created the path. You did not create yourself. God created you. So when we start talking about purpose, understand that he created you for the path and he created the path for you. You did not create yourself. You did not create the path. So it's easier for you to accept the fact that God already has a plan for you. So you don't have to develop one for yourself. You don't have to go through life trying to figure out what it is God needs you or wants you to do. All you have to do is yield your life to him. Be willing to be directed so that every decision that you make along the path that you are going is in alignment with what God needs you to do. Become the type of person that God needs you to become. And in doing so, he's going to enlighten your life in a way that you have never experienced before. He's going to bless you in a way that you have never experienced before. You're going to have things in life that you only dreamed about having because you allow God to take the wheel. So I want you to know that whatever it is that you're dealing with today is not here to destroy you. Your life has meaning and it has significance. Your job is to dedicate yourself to finding the purpose or discovering the purpose for your life so that you can walk the path that God has already designed for you to walk. When you finally get on this path, your job is to survive it. Your job is to get so close to God that when the arrows and the darts start to fly at you, even if they hit you, they don't hurt you. Even when the snakes in the grass come to attack you, you'll be prepared for them. God never said that life would be easy. And in the prayer, in the Lord's model prayer, it says to deliver us from evil, right? Don't take us out of this place, but deliver us from evil. So acknowledge God, allow him to guide your path, relinquish control over your life. And that will be the most freeing thing that you would ever do. Just give up the reins, move over to the passenger seat, allow him to drive. Relax. Relax. But be ready because your time will come when he will require something of you. The time will come when he will use your gifts and your talents to bless somebody else. So develop a mind of accountability so that you can be moldable, so that he can chisel you. But it requires that you take accountability for what you're not doing right. It requires that you look inward so that you can actually get out of the place that you're currently in. It's possible, but you have to make the first step. Listen, I love you with the love of God, and there's nothing that you can do about that. Peace out.